Yeah, sorry. It might be because of connection, but I try my best. Yeah, to still have the connection right here. We are lucky that Professor Dr. Peter John coming far away from Tokyo. This situation in the Iran versus Israel and USA war make us should take another road. He traveled to China, from China to Kuala Lumpur to Makassar, and going back home, it's another far away from Jakarta to Singapore, Singapore to Manila, Manila to Taipei. But we take it the positive one. Our CFC this year coming as the from 7 or 8 countries. I will double check again. Maybe 8 countries. And then thank you to Prof. Peter. Our session tonight, it's about what is the potential collaboration or topic that we can work together with him in terms of interdisciplinary. We foster program to Japan next August. We will have another student mobility in Southeast Asia. Before that in Indonesia, and then we will have another program with him in Dalat, Ho Chi Minh, and Da Nang. And then tonight, it is this afternoon, we will have opportunity to listen from his explanation what is the topic that we can do together. And during the next, I mentioned October and November in Southeast Asia, and then December in Vietnam, we could have a lot of things to go as we thankfully before I invite him, let us start by reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And then I would like to invite Professor Dr. Peter John Warner to give us a brief explanation. Thank you, Sensei.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about forms of collaboration and ways we can work with each other. As Dr. Waki mentioned, when things get difficult because of other circumstances, we have to figure out other ways to work around them so we can further our research in whichever way we can accomplish it. And so what ways is Tohoku University working to move forward with their research? Tohoku University is basically provides the professors and the students with opportunities to write papers and to actually publish them in journals from each of the departments that we have. We also try to embrace and enhance the students' abilities to write academically by having more academic writing courses. The topic for our collaborative research. Okay, so what we're talking about today is what can we research together? What can we research together? And there, Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching has many opportunities for interdisciplinary research, and interdisciplinary research follows from many areas to try to make a collaboration or a understanding of working together to provide a more worldwide view of the areas that we are trying to pursue. So, for example, when we're looking at sustainability, we're looking at the governmental factors, how the government will support or not support a program, how how companies are working to support those programs, how much money is put in or is considered feasible to support those programs? What is the ethical perspective of the programs in a sense? What do the people in the community feel about a project that is actually taking place? So we have to take in all these perspectives when we think about doing projects or some idea that we want to propose. So, for example, some projects are not very effective to some people, but they might be effective for other people. The one project in the United States, for example, is the building of warehouses and turning them into locations where they can hold people who from immigration who have stayed too long before they deport them. So because they have many people, they don't have places to store them. So the government was, the current government administration decided to put warehouses in around. So there might have been research about whether these warehouses were appropriate ethically or also are they feasible? Now, when we're looking at the possibility of feasibility, where we're looking at possibility of feasibility, the many communities were against projects. So you might look at the stakeholders and what are the stakeholders' concerns and the community concerns. The stakeholders have to worry about the community and what they want to do with the project. Many community people in America did not want the warehouses to build these immigration holding facilities. So they put a hold on it. And actually, even though the president and the government wanted to do it, most of them were shut down and never built. So we can look at these type of how does a community come together to make the needs of the community more important than the needs of what the government might have or other people. So this is just an example of one area we could pursue. We have many environmental studies that are being done that are looking at environmental factors where companies sometimes do not do ethical practice and do dumping of chemicals or other things to make themselves profitable, and the community may suffer. How do those communities resolve those issues? Do they have to go to court or they have to apply to the government? If they apply to the government, does the government actually take action, or does the government have something holding it back so that is not really helping out the community too much? In that case, what does the community go? They might go to the law, to the courts, and sue the company or sue the government, or likewise move in another direction. So these are other areas that we can look at. When we're looking at environment, we can look at companies such as Elon Musk's development of Tesla and how they developed this vehicle to try and meet the environmental concerns, but likewise also to make money, because they felt this was a good opportunity for them to make money. So we have numerous things that we can do research on, depending on whether you're in business or if you're in engineering or if you're in languages. I'm in languages specifically, so I deal mostly with languages, but I do deal with many areas of sustainability also related to human security. And what are some of the human security areas that I look at that involve sustainability of language? Well, I look at extinct languages that are ceasing to exist because most people or many people don't speak them anymore. And maybe English is taking over the language of the community or the country in which it is placed. And therefore, the native language becomes endangered. how do we protect these endangered languages and keep them active? So I've looked at a couple of different types of endangered languages. You might, in my case, I look at some endangered languages where people speak, or I look at other endangered languages where people can write the language and speak. But in my case, I did some research studies. One of my graduate students who went to Harvard University after working with me and getting her doctor's degree, she worked with a language called Pumi in China, and I went to China and I worked collaboratively with her and went to the community and saw the use of the Pumi language and how they kept the language alive. In Vietnam, I was working with another extinct language. I worked with a extinct language in Dalat, a tribe that was speaking there. They kept the language alive in the Catholic Church, where they had church services, and then they had language courses after the church services every Sunday. And this was the way they kept the language alive in the community through the church there. So there are various ways we can pursue various areas, and we encourage these areas in our seminars for Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching, which are very general interdisciplinary seminars, so that you can research and present on almost any area. If you want to do more specific seminars like in a certain area, such as language teaching, then you would probably present at a language teaching seminar specifically for only language teachers. So these are different types of areas we can pursue. And as I say, if you want to do collaborative research with professors in other areas, going to these interdisciplinary conferences, you usually get a chance to meet people from all areas. And then you might be able to connect with one of them and do some collaborative research on an area that you presented and they were very interested in themselves, and you could develop it further. These are all great ways to pursue more research and do collaborative research. Connection through personal contact is very, very strong. And so I strongly recommend that if you can do it by even going to conferences in your own country. If you cannot go out of the country, go to conferences in your own country that are international, where the international presenters come to your country, and then take the opportunity to meet them and discuss with them the possibilities.
Thank you, Sensei, for the introduction about the one, and then we have language, endangered language. We have the topic about environmental ethics, yeah, and then we have about the possibilities to go offer for the language teaching, autonomies of the language teaching. And then would you like to go over to elaborate the topic that we could accept especially in Dalat. Yeah, for it might be this is another collaboration for us during the conference with Dalat University, especially in English language. But somehow 2 days before, we will come up with the ASEAN studies, interdisciplinary in ASEAN studies. Please elaborate to kind of this.
Okay, Dalat University is well known for two areas: foreign language learning and also business management, business courses. We are having two seminars in Dalat. One is going to be an interdisciplinary seminar, which will take place for 2 days at a hotel near the university. And for this seminar, you could present in any area related to business, economics, sustainability, human security, all the areas I talked about are all applicable. And that seminar is available for students and for teachers, for anybody who wants to apply. This is a good opportunity, and if you want to publish afterwards, you can take and write a paper, and you can submit it to the DeLotte University Journal, or you can submit it to the journals that Balsamo Outreach Learning for Teaching has in conjunction with other universities. We can put forward your paper as a possible proposal in one of those university journals. The language teaching conference that we will be having is a one-day conference. It's going to concentrate on only 6 presenters. We are encouraging, if you are a language education specialist and you would like to present in front of a large audience, maybe 200 to 250 teachers who are very interested in learning about autonomous learning in the classroom, how to get the students to be more autonomous and use their own willpower and strive to learn English more, then you can write a research proposal, or not a research proposal, just write up a presentation plan, an abstract, 250 words and the title, and then a 1,000-word summary. So if you do those 3 things and put them in a form, you can send that by July 1st. July 1st is the deadline. And then we will select, and if it's okay, we will put it forward to DeLotte University. And then DeLotte University will have a separate vetting committee for the language teaching conference, because it's a very high caliber conference. And they will either select or not select the abstract. If they select your abstract and proposal, then you will be one of 6 presenters presenting in front of a large auditorium for your proposal. Now, if you are not one of those 6 presenters, you still can present in DeLotte, but you presented at the interdisciplinary seminar, where you can, that will be also acceptable for teaching there. And the vetting process is, we have a vetting process, but we don't have any limitation. Any number of people can come to that seminar. So the people that come to the seminar can come to the large conference for one day, following as participants with the other teachers, if they are not chosen as presenters for the large DeLotte University conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. So, Sensei already elaborate the possibilities to foster collaboration in Vietnam, in Dalat, Ho Chi Minh, and Da Nang. One more thing, because somehow we still have opportunity to work with Dalat University on the 18th of December. So this is somehow the possibilities to identify what is the topic for that. So because already announced on the homepage of BOL, so it will be the language teaching autonomy during the 19th. But during the 17th and 18th, we will work on the topic of the interdisciplinary on ASEAN studies. Yeah, so it's a large topic. One more thing, that somehow the human security studies is one of the topic that Japan well known for that. And then we will start actually Pushpalal Sensei already come up with the idea long time before pandemic ago, but we don't have enough quote unquote power, or we don't have enough hand to do this one. That's why it is a good time in the near future to establish Indonesian Center for Human Security Studies. And thank you again to Peter Sensei or Warner Sensei, already coming far away. And one more thing, Sensei, Could you elaborate what is the human security studies actually in terms of this is the introduction from Japan or Japanese government to United Nations and it's coming to ratify as the human security, one of the platform of United Nations as well as in the world, and then started by introduction from Japan society or from Japan government, please.
Okay, United Nations, if you go to the United Nations homepage and you look at under human security, they will have a list of 7 to 8 different categories of security. There's economic security, finance, medical or health security. There's environmental security. We have many areas of security that are covered. And they will, within these areas, if you can actually, we pursue agricultural security is another area. We work within in the area of resilience and sustenance. Okay, resilience is how do you as a country prepare for disasters, or how resilient is your company? Do you have enough money set aside for a disaster to take place? For example, right now with the gas and oil prices, if you are running a taxi or a taxi company and the prices of gasoline go up, but you are limited by the prices that you can charge on the taxi, do you have enough saved up to hold out until the prices go back down? How do you make yourself resilient? How do you last through this difficult time? If you have an earthquake or a tsunami, how do you make yourself ready for that earthquake or tsunami before it happens, so that when it comes, you will be able to deal with it? The sustainability is also the other area that is very much tied to resilience. We want to sustain various areas within human security. For example, languages. In languages, we want to sustain a certain educational level. And the United Nations has a certain level of education of reading, which is considered normal, a standard, or should be standard with all countries, at least a certain level of reading. And they classify and look what level each country is at. And if some countries are below that level, then the United Nations will try to introduce some type of program to increase the reading level. Why increase the reading level? Because the more educated the people are, the better the chances for sustainability through economic and other programs that the country is working to build their GDP and to become more interactive and competitive in the international world. So these are all areas that we can pursue. Another area that is looked at in human security is immigration. And there's a lot of various issues with immigration. What controls does a country put on immigration? How do they make it difficult for people to come in if they don't want people coming into the country? How can you make it possible for people to enter the country when there is a disaster in another country and many people want to come to your country for asylum, to be protected? These are all issues that are covered under human security. So in University of Portland, we have the Global Governance Program, which actually covers a lot of these areas, and it's an English program. If you want to do a master's or doctorate degree and study in this area, then you can go through the Global Governance Program at Tohoku University. If you want to do languages at Tohoku University, then you can do the language program in my department. If you have any other department, economics, health, or other areas, we have 30 other universities that have English programs in Japan that are also doing these. So these are the ways you can pursue collaboration or pursue your further studies abroad.
Thank you, Sensei. So I take note. At least we have five possibilities to work together. The first one is English. The second one is language teaching. Include in the language teaching is about endangered language, environmental ethics, sustainability, and human security. It might be we can come up with the going further for these five areas of working together in the near future. So let us now the possibilities from you to work together with us in terms of this language teaching. In these five possibilities of the topic only about language, but we have language over there, English, and then environmental ethics, and then we have human security, and then we have sustainability. And then by the end, we already reached 8 o'clock times for everyone, actually, for stepping up to the bed because it's already evening. But we still have 1 or 2 minutes to Sensei to give a feedback. If you have writing over there in the chat box, questions, feedback, and then Sensei will give opportunity. He will mention his email, so feel free to see the Bolt homepage. So the Bolt homepage already fostering information. Yeah, among them our activities, and then you can find his email over there. And then I would like to invite once again Sensei to have a closing statement, and then give a short notice about how to work with and deal with this kind of opportunity and collaborate, and then step up to the research and publication.
Okay, how do you deal with finding the research and stepping up? Well, you have to find something that you're interested in and something you think that is very important. And then likewise, have the will and the desire to move forward with pursuing that research. And when you do that, you need to go out and research a topic more. Look at other researchers that are out there. Maybe write to some of those researchers, or even go to a conference. If you go to see any conference where some research is related to an area that you're interested in, go to that conference.
So from the topic that we discussed,
Okay.
How to go with us together.
Okay. So to go with us for the conferences that we listed, please go to the homepage. Go to the homepage, and you will see a address: balsamo.outreach.org@gmail.com. And if you go, it's on the homepage for the Dalat conference. If you want to get a form for any of the three, the seminars, the one in Ho Chi Minh, the one in Dalat, or to apply for the language teaching seminar, write to me and tell me which one you want to present at. And then I will send you a form. I will send you a form. And on the form, it has all the details, very clear, that you will go to a Google form, open up the Google form, and type in your abstract, type in your title, type in your summary, and put all the data as well as your passport number and other details. And then you will be requested on the bottom there, it says that you will have to submit a copy of your passport if you're planning on going to Vietnam, because the university has to clear the people going into the university. So those are the things you need to do by July 1st, if you want to do any of these conferences in Dalat in December. Now, there's also the July 1st deadline for Japan if you're interested in doing the ones in Japan. Again, write to me at balsamo.outreach.org at gmail.com. And then I will go ahead and write back to you. Like I said, you go to the homepage, that email address is listed for all communications with me. Send a communication to me if you're interested in any. I already got one just today, and I'm going to write back to that person and send them the form, and then they will go ahead and fill it in probably in a week or 2 weeks when they have all the information ready to send. So please do not wait. Work on this as much as you can and send it in before the deadline of July 1st. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Sensei. So we already identify 5 issues of the interdisciplinary studies. We have English, we have language teaching, include among in the language teaching about language and endangered language, environmental ethics, sustainability, and human security. So we have a program August, October and November and December during to make it a draft. So we already identify the topic, but somehow we need to go to drafting, and then after drafting we need to have a discussion to make it better and improvement, and then by the end publication. Thank you very much to Sensei. Thank you to very much everyone joining us. Institut Agama Islam Raub Papua Nue Selatan would like to thanks to everyone who are joining us from Zoom and then from the streaming of YouTube to elaborate and to go further for our next collaboration. Thank you. I'd like to invite you to recite Hamdalah, Alhamdulillahirabbil Alamin, for our session. Thank you. I do apologize during this program. There will be some things inconvenience for everyone because of the technical problem. And again, thank you. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi